time is 8:25 p.m. Good evening. The news headline: Emerging. Biafran government will ensure strict federal structure, says Beam Masop. The news in full. Oka, the component unit of the emerging government of Biafra, will run a federal structure in which component units will take full control of their God-given natural resources. The Biafra independence movement and for actualization of sovereign state of Biafra, BIM/MASOP, has said the government, according to Elder Chris Moka, senior special assistant to the leader of Biafra independence movement and movement for the actualization of sovereign state of Biafra, BIM/MASOP, Ralph Uwazurike, was carefully structured to allow the component units or regional governments or ethnic nationalities to take 100% full charge of their God-given human and natural resources while making contributions agreeable to take care of less bogus central responsibilities. Moka, who is the senior special assistant SSA on media and publicity, added that the structure was to take care of fewer bogus central responsibilities. Besides, he continued, the emerging Biafran constitution would provide that any section of the country that is dissatisfied with the union will be at the liberty to secede, saying that the leaders of the emerging new Biafra must be committed to good governance by ensuring that the country will be administered in such manner that citizens are at all times happy and willing to belong without being forced to show allegiance to the state, as was the case in Nigeria. Moka said and described as a major breakthrough in the emancipation struggle of Biafra the pact signed on May 8, 2004 between Masop, Igbo on one hand, and the leaders of Niger Delta, under the auspices of Great Commonwealth of Niger Delta. This, he said, comprised of tribes and leaders of Ijegam, Ijo, Ikwere, Ibibio, Usokun, Kalabari, Ikpeye, Ileme, for the pursuit of Biafra and independence without violence. Moka declared that Masop, under the leadership of the leadership of Chief Ralph Uwazurike, in the Memorandum of Understanding (MOU), that preference was given the federating units or regional governments or ethnic nationalities making up the sovereign states reserves the inalienable right to defederate or move away whenever they choose, he said. He noted that the heartbeat of that grand alliance shall be wrapped up in this common seal where the sovereignty and independence of the nationality's interests shall remain sacrosanct in all forms of the neo-colonialism, suppression of popular wishes, Machiavellian scheming, subjugation of the Commonwealth principles, and sacrifice of the African principles of egalitarianism. Playback of sad memories, but see all the parties as a husband with all inalienable rights of the parentage and inheritance in concord with local, national, international laws, bills, conventions, character, and also declarations. And these were the words of the BIM Masop, saying that the emerging government of the Biafra will be more attentive than the present governance that we have in Nigeria, assuring that the unit will take control of all the God-given natural resources that the Biafran independence movement and the movement of the actualization of sovereign state of Biafra might actually be able to detect. The government, according to Elder Chris Moka, who happens to be the leader of Biafra independence, says that they have carefully structured to allow the component units of regional governments or ethnic nationalities to take 100% full charge of any human and natural resources of the Biafra nation, saying that they are going to make efforts, agreeable ones, to make sure that they take care of the less bogus central responsibilities. That means the citizens are the less privileged. Also, their responsibilities will be taken over by the BIM and the MASOP. He said that the emerging Biafran constitution would provide that any section of the country that the size that they are not satisfied with the way the Biafra or Masop are running the country have the liberty to secede from and to disassociate from them. The leaders of the emerging new Biafra says that they are actually committed to a good governance by ensuring that the country of Biafra will be able to administer peace, happiness to every of its citizens, saying that at all times they want to ensure that all Biafrans under them are actually happy and exposed to benefiting a whole lot of infrastructures and natural resources that will generate a good revenue, which will be in turn used to make sure that the country or the Biafra nation is actually flourishing. Seeing that there was Moka said that this was a major breakthrough in the emancipation struggle of Biafra, and the pact signed on May 8, 2004 between Masop, Igbo on one hand, and the leaders of Niger Delta under the auspices of Great Commonwealth of Nigeria, Niger Delta. Therefore, Moka has declared that the Masop, under the leadership of Chief Ralph Uwazurike in the Memorandum of Understanding (MOU), that preference was given that federating units or regional governments or ethnic nationalities making up the sovereign state reserves the inalienable right to defederate or move away whenever the choice is said. So therefore, any of the Biafra members who is not satisfied with the way and manners that the Biafra nation is being run, then they have their freedom to exit or defederate or even move away whenever they choose, and not that they are going to be holding them down just like the current administration of Nigeria is actually doing. He also noted that the heartbeat of that grand alliance shall be wrapped up in this common seal, where the sovereignty and independence of the nationalities and interests of these people shall remain sacrosanct under a true federal state devoid of all forms of neocolonialism, suppression, or popular wishes, Machiavellian scheming, subjugation of the Commonwealth principles, and the sacrifice of the African principles of egalitarianism. It says that the playback of sad memories, but see all the parties as a husband with all inalienable rights of parentage and inheritance, in concord with local, national, and international laws, bills, conventions, charters, and declarations. And these were the words of the Masop and the BIM, giving the assurance to the people of Biafra that wants to join them that they are actually safe and sound under their administrations, and they have freedom for their own self-agitation, unlike how they are experiencing it in Nigeria for now. And this was actually assured by the elder Chris Moka, who happens to be the senior special assistant to the leader of Biafra independence movement and movement for the actualization of sovereign state of Biafra, BIM, and also Masop. And also, this is the news saying that the emerging Biafran government will ensure strict federal structure, says BIM and Masop. Thanks for listening. Good evening.